What's poppin'? It's your boy ISO with MEEN Magazine, and I make hip hop music, music for the soul, and I'm from Oakland, California. The inspiration behind my music comes, a lot of it is just life, experiences I've had, a lot of different styles of music. I was born in Nigeria, so I listened to a lot of high life, Afro beats, just a lot of different sounds that came across, a lot of call and responses in our music, traditional music. And then, as I grew up, I kind of grew an affinity for things kind of out of the realm of what people that was near me were listening to. I got into jazz and other things like that. And I think just a mixture of all that kind of created what, my sound turned out to be. All right, so for 25 for this year, I'm getting ready to drop an EP. Just something small, something I've been working on, before we kind of get back into album mode. And this year I want to really shoot a lot of high quality, visuals, things that we can promo and put out for the world, and I'll be very proud of, whether it's visualizers, music videos, just performance videos. We're looking to do a bunch of performances this year. I love to go on like a small tour with me and a couple people, from my region, and just really elevate kind of creatively, just try new things out this year, keep making good ass music, and yeah, just see, set the bar for 26 really. Okay, growing up, I'm the youngest of three. I grew up just my mom, and my brother, and my sister, and myself. I was born in Nigeria. I moved here when I was 6. Moved straight to the Bay, lived all over the Bay. Um, and I think that just that in itself kind of was a unique experience for me and for all of us. But we moved a lot even once we moved to the Bay. So I kind of had to get used to building relationships and then just kind of leaving while when those relationships are have grown, and we got to know people. So I think by the time I got to middle school, I was kind of very comfortable, like just leaving places I was at. I never really got to grow up with a lot of people. So, but I made a lot of connections. I played basketball since first grade, and I think that kind of helped build all the relationships I ended up having. Even when I finished and graduated college, a lot of those relationships is what kind of grew into what my music career became, because there was a lot of old teammates and people I met, traveling because of hoop and things like that, that ended up coming right back around, and then we got to build something and then grow that into some. I think that's probably the main thing. Growing up, um, and you experience different things because of where you at. Being who I am, where I'm from, in the place I was at. I done lived in all parts of the Bay, from the parts that anybody would be cool going to, and then the parts that a lot of people probably wouldn't want to go to. You see people who are misunderstood. You see people who are really creative but don't know how to get those juices out of them. They don't have something that they could, put on paper or just say or sing. You see people who are lost and just kind of looking for a way, that are really trying, and you see people that just don't care and just doing what they need to do to survive. So, I try to put all of that into everything I do, not even just the music, but with whatever I end up just exerting to the world. All right, and outside of music, ISO is somebody that just feels deeply for anything he's doing. I think um, once I really get into something, I get all the way into something, and it almost feels like I don't have the capacity to do anything else, or even though I can and I do, I love to just dive all the way into whatever it is. You know, if I come across something interesting, I could spend weeks, months just studying it, deep diving into it. Somebody that loves his people, uh, loves the people he's around, loves the people that kind of made him who he is, and really just enjoys hip hop. Music of all forms, but I think hip hop in itself has lost a lot of what made it so special when it first came out. And I feel that it's only a few people who really want to uphold the culture of it, uphold the seriousness of it. Even the fun part of it, I think, includes with that seriousness I'm talking about. But I think there's a point where we've gotten where it's almost like laughable. And I think we can't allow something as sacred as that for us as Africans and all over the diaspora, all over the world, to allow that to just go. I love for us to own the things that we created, all the things that we share with the world and everybody else seems to benefit off of. And yeah, man, I love what I love, man. And I love my people.